Tonight before you have the city council meeting minutes of June the 21st, 2021. Are there any changes or corrections at this time? Hearing none, are approved. We also have the Board of Zoning and Building Appeals meeting minutes of June 24, 2021. That will bring us to our lobby session. At this time, we will open our meeting up to the lobby session. Anybody who would like to step up to the microphone, we ask that you state your name and your address for the record. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak on whatever topic you like. At that point, we'll ask for a pause and see what we're able to do as far as extend your time if need be. So at this time, is there anybody who would like to speak during the lobby session? Sir, please step to the podium and state your name and address.
I'm Cole Everly. I'm president of Local 2129 North Ridgeville Firefighters. I appreciate you guys letting me speak. North Ridgeville Firefighters Local 2129 has patiently observed over a year the debate to which the emergency communication system, to which communication system the fire department would be supplied with to operate on a day-to-day basis. Although we have never been asked our opinion as the primary users, we feel that it is important for you to understand our perspective. Our members operating in the hazard zone, such as fires, vehicle accidents, hazardous materials incidents, and too many others to list, place us in the worst positions on the planet for effective communication. Our portable radios provide our members their only link to the outside. This is important because the fire department command depends on quick and clear communication between the incident commander and the members operating in those hazard zones to quickly and safely perform essential tasks. Here is a few times that this has not happened, and it's not because of human error, it's because of communication equipment failure. May 1st, 2021, North Ridgeville Fire Department was called to Center Ridge Road address in Westlake for a mutual aid fire. Lieutenant reported to IC for assignment. He was told to take his crew inside to overhaul and ventilate the structure. The lieutenant asked which Marks channel to turn his radio to. The IC took the radio from him, tuned it to the proper channel, and sent him on his way. While working inside, the lieutenant fell through the floor that collapsed under him and ended up in the basement. As per protocol, he called a mayday over the Marks 3 times. Each time receiving a busy signal. He was not heard by anyone on scene. He realized that no one was coming. He ended up self-extricating despite his injuries and reported the situation to Westlake's IC. May 7th, 2021, fire department responded to a very large, very old home in the community. Conflict matters. The home was occupied with residents, has been living there with issues of hoarding, and the conditions were treacherous. Fire chief was on scene immediately and had command of the incident. Our members followed protocol and entered the structure with hose lines to perform search, rescue, and extinguishment. Inside the home, visibility was 0. Our members were confronted with 7 dogs in need of rescue. Within minutes, our members of entering the home, all radio communications between the IC and the members were lost. Despite needing to have a runner relay information into the scene and to the members inside, all the dogs were rescued and the fire was extinguished and no one was injured. June 18, 2021, North Ridgeville Fire Department was called to Wendell Street in Avon for a mutual aid structure fire. Although the fire was minor and our unit was placed in staging, lieutenant in charge, the lieutenant in charge could not communicate with the IC over our current VFHF 5-city radio, which is currently being used. Other units on scene were able to communicate with one another, but our unit was not. This was reported to the incident command.
For 1 moment.
Yes, sir.
Time that was allotted has expired.
Okay.
Second.
It was moved by Winkle, second by Swing to add an additional 3 minutes of speaking time for this gentleman. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
All opposed? Thank you for being patient. Please continue.
Thank you. Thankfully, the incident was under control quickly and no other unit wasn't needed for essential operations. The point of me informing you of these incidents is that we are not just telling you something dangerous is going to happen. It's already happening. Our members unnecessarily are being placed in dangerous situations on what should be routine calls. These type of calls we handle on a daily basis and we depend on our communication system to work for over 4,000 calls a year. Just about every NIOSH or National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health firefighter fatality report cites on-scene communication issues between firefighters as a factor in firefighter deaths. The inability to rely on an emergency communication system also makes it difficult for our members to save the lives of our residents. Teamwork and organization are crucial to our success during fire and rescue emergencies, and a dependable communication system is essential. Our hope is that the information that we've been provided, that I provided you, along with the endorsement of all the other fire chiefs in Avon, Lake North Ridgeville, Sheffield Lake, and Sheffield Village, as well as their unions, will be sufficient to convince you that the contract proposal presented by Cleveland Communications is the best and financially responsible solution to our fire department communication issues. The legislation was presented by the mayor, and it's obvious that this communication system is as superior or potentially more in function and financially to the MARC system. And we greatly, and a great improvement to the fire department operations and my members' safety. We're asking that it be recommended, and I know you guys can't do anything tonight about it, but that's where that's our stance on that.
I want to thank you for your patience. We ran into obviously time crunch here. We are required to start council meetings on time, but thank you for being patient, staying around, and telling us what your thoughts are. It goes a long way. I think all of us, I can speak for all of us, we take safety very seriously here. You'll see over the years we've done quite a few things just to get the fire station up and running, and the ladder truck, and we love what you guys do, and we want to make your lives safer. So thank you again for being here this evening.
I appreciate the time. Thank you.
At this time, is there anyone else who'd like to speak on behalf? Please, sir, step to the microphone, state your name and address, and again, you'll be given 3 minutes to speak.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Lieutenant Richard Knowlton. I've worked for the North Ridgeville Fire Department for almost 28 years. I'd like to expand a little bit on the information concerning the mutual aid fire at Westlake on May 1st of this year. You see, I am the lieutenant who went through that floor. What Mr. Ebling has read to you is correct, but what I want you to have a better understanding of what it means to be in that situation. We train all the time, and we respond to house fires on a regular basis. But in an IDLH environment, which is immediately dangerous to life or health, things can go south on you in an instant. That staircase was checked for stability 3 times before I stepped onto it. As soon as I did, the entire staircase, including the structural supports underneath it, collapsed beneath me, and I went into the basement. When you fall through the floor of a building that is burning around you, 2 things happen. Number 1, your training kicks in. And number 2, your life truly does flash before your eyes, past and future. We'll talk about that first. My wife Jenny and I have 6 beautiful daughters. In an instant, I saw our whole lives together. I also wondered if I would get to attend graduations or walk them down the aisle. I wondered if I would get to see those beautiful faces smiling at me ever again. This all occurred to me as I fell. Then you hit hard, and the reality of the moment sets in. I was separated and injured with no apparent way out. Following my training, I immediately attempted to call a mayday. The MARC's radio failed me. I tried 2 more times, both times with absolute failure from the MARC's radio. No one heard my calls for help. My crew made contact with me eventually, but were unable to get to me. I wound up crawling through the basement, which was still on fire, and finding a way to self-extricate. I then reported to Incident Command what had happened, and he was not aware. As firefighters, we have a code we try to live by. Everybody goes home. Without communications, this could have been a much worse outcome. We've seen it happen before. The MARC's radio I carried that day was not able to transmit a mayday, the single most important call on any fire ground, from 1 floor below where everybody else was working. I urge you to do the right thing here. Give us the best tools to not only save lives, but to protect our own. The Marks radios have proven to fail when needed most, and they will cost lives. Let us do our jobs. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We're glad that you're still with us. You gotta say, we hear your words. Anybody else like to speak? With that, we move on to administrative reports. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just like to point out, I mentioned that I really don't care which system you go with. It's built. So you can't switch to that today. As soon as it's built.
Thank you again, as you stated, I think that all of us here, the administration as well as council, are looking to keep our people safe and keep our residents safe. So thank you. Please continue.
On tonight's agenda, there's two readings, under first readings that passes of the emergency. The first one is T86, which is an ordinance accepting the grant offered state funds with ODNR. Recreation grant for Mill Creek flood control project around the creek. Progress on that project. Second ordinance is T87, ordinance cooperating with ODOT to perform concrete and asphalt repairs on State Route 10 from 480 into a portion of Elyria. The work includes resurfacing the roadway, paving of the interchange ramps, and bridge maintenance work. This project will be at no cost to the city and serves as consent for ODOT to perform the necessary work. I'll be asking to pass that with the emergency, so we can return paperwork to ODOT by their deadline. The summer concert series continues this Sunday, July 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the gazebo in South Central Park. The band is the Southern Cross Band. And the Movies in the Park series continues on Friday, July 16th at South Central. The movie this time will be Onward. This is a Disney movie. The concert and movie are subject to cancellation because of weather conditions. Please visit the Parks and Recreation Department Rain Out Line tab on their webpage or call the Rain Out Line at 440-210-6226. The next Coffee and Conversation is going to be held on Thursday, July 15th. And that will be here in council chambers from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. And on Saturday, July 17th, Discover the Ridge is taking place. And as you remember, this is a popular annual event that we have. There's a nice little brochure that tells you all the different locations that are taking place. And taking part of this event is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The event kicks off at Danbury Senior Living over on Bagley Road at 10 a.m. with the VFW providing the opening ceremony. There are 20 locations along the way. You can stop by City Hall or the Chamber of Commerce office to pick up a brochure to find out where those locations are. At this point, I would ask to go into executive session to discuss the hiring of public personnel. I'll make that motion now, please.
Second. It was moved by the mayor, seconded by Bruce, to go into executive session during the recess portion of this meeting. All in favor, please, clerk, please call the roll.
Sway,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rico,
Yes.
Jacobs,
Yes.
Malinsky,
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes.
Going into executive session.
During the recess portion. Thank you, please continue.
Actually, Mr. President, I'd like to do that now. So before I conclude my report, I'd like to make a presentation on hiring.
Okay, it was moved by Bruce, seconded by, sorry, moved by mayor, seconded by Bruce,
I
to
didn't
go to
say
recess
that.
portion right now. On that motion, clerk, please call the roll.
Sway,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Rico,
Yes.
Jacobs,
Yes.
Malinsky,
Yes.
DeVries.
Yes,
We're going to executive session.
at this time, we'll adjourn.